just start it off. I understand we don't have that much time. Like Sam, thank you so much for doing my podcast, man. Mainly because I've been rocking with you for a while since Last Comic Standing, since Americans Got Talent, more frequently YKWd, and now you got
Yeah,
oh
I've been on
yeah,
that forever, man.
I,
YKWD.
yeah, but you got your own now, Keeping Joe,
Yes.
and you guys seem like to have a lot of fun on there. And now you're here, so slobberingly grateful. Thank you. There's no real ending to that question, but thanks for being on the podcast.
No problem.
Oh man, like I like your comedy. It's such like almost natural, but it's like in that weird dark humor world.
Right.
Was it clear since childhood you wanted to be a comedian? Was it like the signs you like the class clown or some shit like that?
Uh,
Oh, you could
yeah.
cuss. I forgot. You can swear. You can do
I
whatever.
wasn't searching for a curse.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think it was. I think you find ways like when you're a kid, you do stuff to get attention. You know, at least in my case, and I was in like a blended family, so there was some awkwardness,
Mhm.
and it wasn't really addressed. So in school, I could kind of just get attention,
Got it.
you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's all like every comic. I think it just goes to their childhood,
Okay.
to why they
Okay.
are the way they are. Every person, not just comic.
Like a lot of the hype that you got early on, and I guess now, is about your more writing prowess. Do you find yourself to be more of a writer than performer, or is it just kind of like blending in?
Yeah, I think like if you're writing a lot of jokes as a comic, you're usually more of a writer than a performer in your head, right? Because you spend time at a laptop or like thinking a joke. So yeah, I think of myself more a joke writer, and then I work on the performance stuff. I do so many sets, and now it's just like, well, I'm not really like I don't think about performing. I'm just kind of myself up there, and I've just found like a comfort.
Is it kind of blending in because like you're right there in New York, you're welcome at the Cellar, you're going to stand various places in New York, and then does it have more of a I guess where the worlds of writing and performance blending, or do you just still kind of see yourself as that writer who just getting a chance to perform?
No, I mean I don't really break it down like that. I just think of myself as a comic because it's both. It's like we're watching basketball now. It's like you
Hmm.
think of yourself as like a you know defensive player and offensive player. It's like, well,
You're
you
going
got to
to
be
do
both.
one or the
You
other.
got to be both if you want to do it, right? So uh, yeah, the writing you can work at while not being on stage. For
Uh huh.
me, it wouldn't feel natural to work at performing off stage because it's not like acting in comedy. You're supposed to be yourself, so you're kind of performing to what's honest. You're kind of performing to what's honest in the room. So you can work on writing. You can't really work, or I can't work on performing.
Okay, okay. I mean, like, you're pushed every night when you get up there because you're in front of like fucking legends. Like, I mean, like some of the people who work out in the places you are going, like like I mentioned the cellar, the stand, and shit like that, and you're usually in front of like the legends, like Attell, Louis, post, pre, you know, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hey, hashtag me too and all that other shit. But like, if you like pre everything, and Dave Attell, Chris Rock, I'm just running out of names
Kid
at this
Rock, one of
point.
my favorite comics.
Yeah, but like, do you have those nerves, or is it just kind of like Tuesday?
No. Yeah, well, like when someone's watching, you're definitely more in your head. Like, but that goes back to the mics, right? When comics are watching, you feel like they see you on a level that the crowd doesn't. I mean, it's like performing. If you're a magician doing magic in front of magicians, they're kind of like, I see the fucking trick.
Hmm.
Whereas like you're working for people, it's a little less stressful.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Speaking of stressful, I mean, just the climate we in today when it comes down to comedians. Like you, like I said previously, you're sort of on the darker side of jokes. Do you care about PC culture at all, or is it just kind of like laugh or don't laugh?
I don't know what you mean like care about it. I don't like. What do you mean care about PC
Like,
culture?
does it affect what you do? Like when you write, or just like, oh, I better not say this because this, people will get mad, or I better not say this.
Someone's mad about everything. Every angle you take,
Hmm.
if you take a bold angle on anything, someone's going to be mad. So just do what's funny. Just go for what's going to be funny because you can always defend funny. You can't always like I feel like my views on the world are changing all the time, but my views on what's funny is usually pretty consistent. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, as far as like you talked about what's funny and what's not, and you always reach back in the bag when it comes down to family or something like that.
yeah.
Have they reached out to you?
What do you
Because
mean?
I have your album. Uh,
What do you mean?
does somebody say like, Sam, you shouldn't have said that, or this, that, and the third, or somebody from like close knit to you feel
Oh, like
offended?
they're upset
If
what
you
I
make a joke
said?
about them, yeah.
Yeah, I did a joke. I did a story about in my half-hour special on Comedy Central. I did a story about leaving lunch early with my mom and dad to get a blowjob, and the whole story is like I lied to my mom that I was going to an acting audition, and my mom's like a big part of the story. Like she ends up calling and stuff to see how the audition went. You know,
Yeah.
it's a long story, but anyway, my mom was not thrilled to be, a supporting player in a fellatio story.
Wait, was that her first time hearing the joke? Like
Well, I
her
wasn't
hearing?
telling it at the dinner table.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just like she just
Yeah.
woke up one day. I wonder what's on Comedy Central, and then hear about
No,
how.
she knew I had a special. She didn't just stumble across. She didn't just stumble across it. No, so she wasn't thrilled, but it's like I tell her, it's like, come on, like I feel like if you're doing a certain type of bit, your mom should not like it, and if she did, I probably wouldn't be honest enough about the story. So
I'm curious, how did that conversation end up?
with my
Because
mom, she just kind of, I think her friend told her it was really funny, and she just kind of was like, well, I'll take her word for it. She's not going to find it funny.
is there a line? I got to know
A
where you just
line?
yeah. Where you?
I feel like you're really trying to dig for something that's
I'm
not
not.
here.
I swear to Christ, I'm not.
That my mom said to me. No, I think no. She just I see her in the crowd sometimes. She would come to shows and just like put her head down, like embarrassed. I'd be like, "Well, you don't have to come."
Okay, okay. No more interfamily questions, because I'm not trying to dig for nothing. It's just sort of like it just seemed like there would be like, okay, I could talk about the time I got a blowjob, but I can't talk about the time you did X Y Z.
No, I think they just. I don't think anything is like they've ever just told me is off limits. I think they just kind of. There's stuff that she doesn't want to hear, and I look. I'm her son. I understand it.
I got that. I got that. Now I gotta ask this because as a Pistons fan,
Right.
you are a Knicks fan, and we talked a little bit about this off mic. May I ask why? Why did you just take the pilgrimage like everyone else to like the Brooklyn Nets, and you just wrap it up?
Why I can't just leave the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan,
Uh,
and
Currently,
it's not like it's been a smooth pilgrimage. They're in, I think, worse shape than the Knicks.
I mean, like we had 2008 last time. You guys had something that was
2008 when you won
yeah.
wasn't 2004.
Hold on, wait. 2004, 2008 was the playoff.
Yeah, you didn't win that. The Celtics won 2008.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing my math. Granted, I've been drinking a little bit today, but I will say this: you
Yeah.
guys are the '70s. We talked a little bit off mic when you talked about We talked about Starks. We
Right.
talked about Oakley. Did you have a vibe about Oakley with that whole bullshit that happened earlier this year, or was it
Last
just
year,
when he
I was
wasn't?
at the game. It sucked.
Wait, you were there?
Yeah. Uh, it was a bummer. I mean, all you can say is it's a bummer. You like I love the '90s Knicks. I love Oakley. I love Ewing, Starks, Mason. Like they were like what it's all, like. They made it fun to watch basketball. They played like they cared about us. So they were such a. It was an easy team to rally behind. It was like you don't mind losing when you have a team that great. Like obviously losing hurts, but when you lose with such character, it's better than anything else that's been in a long time.
Like
So.
my favorite version of the Knicks, and maybe this is my age showing, but this is, I gotta say, '94. You had Starks, Ewan, Oakley, pretty much, and then they just pretty much dominated. They made it to Eastern Conference Finals only to be beaten off some bullshit. And I'm not a Knicks fan, but like, I can admit, like, all right, you guys got hope.
People wanted the Knicks to win. I think because like they know that New York's a big basketball city, and then
Hmm.
also they just couldn't really catch a break. So I think people wanted the Knicks to win. So I think there's like this hole that is in New York that from not having won there, and people know it. So I think non-fans are like they think the Knicks deserve a team, and I think they're right. We have good fans.
Yeah, but you guys got a lot of homegrown potential that always ends up going somewhere else. Like, we look at the new guys. Rutgers generate at least two or three great people that ends up going somewhere else. Or, I mean, like,
Yeah, they got to hold on to Porzingis. You just got to hold on. You got to hold on to the right people.
can you hold your hat on Porzingis without help? Like
No, but no
Melo.
one can do it without help. Look, we're watching the game right
Yeah,
now with
well,
the
what?
Sixers. Embiid's got Simmons and Saric and Covington and all these, JJ Redick, all these good players around him. No, everyone needs help. Like the idea that I mean, LeBron's the only one who doesn't have help, and even he has Kevin Love. I mean,
Yeah.
so we're talking about help. I mean,
Fun fact: JJ Redick has to be about 60 years old.
I think he's like 34.
I
I think
mean,
he's
like,
that old.
I mean, Jesus, he's been there since he was what, 19?
I think you're wrong. I think that didn't he do all 4 years at Duke?
No, he got in there young. Granted, fact check me. Feel free
I'm
to
gonna
fact check me.
check you.
Break out your phone. JJ Redick has been around the league on 3 teams off the top of my head. Did he do all 4 years?
Yeah. Well, he was on the Magic, the Bucks, the Clippers, and now.
Now, yeah.
So he's been on at least 4 teams.
I know he did a little bit of a bend. You mentioned the Clippers, right?
Yeah, this is probably not good podcast material.
Yeah, I
Us
don't
debating over
care. At
JJ
this point,
Redick.
I just want to know for my own edification. I will edit this out if it need to be, but I just gotta know.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think he did all 4 years. I can't find it.
Fuck it. Tweet me.
Yeah, he did. He did
He
all
did?
4 years. Yeah.
Alright, cool. But as always, man. Alright. Crystal ball in front of you.
Yeah.
Who taking it all? Who's
You can't bet against the Warriors, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't want them to win, but I think they're going to.
They're too strong.
Yeah.
That bench is so deep to the point where,
When JaVale McGee starts playing amazing, you're like, well, no other team has a shot.
well, yeah, because they let you just do your thing, they pass the ball, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Everyone else has, unfortunately, they're setting the tone for the rest of the league to play their game.
It's just a bummer because I feel like it would have been even, but Durant just like he changed the league. He just by making that move, I'm shitting on Durant as I'm wearing his sneakers. I noticed,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's kind of annoying.
But he
I also-
followed the LeBron fucking the blueprint.
Yeah, but he didn't go. LeBron didn't go to the team that beat him in
Yeah.
7 games.
Okay, I give you that.
It wasn't like they swept him. They beat him in 7 games. You know, that's what bugged me about the Durant move. Obviously, look, you can go wherever you want, but like we get to critique you for it. And yeah, LeBron did suck too. It's not what you want the league to be, but
That friends and family bullshit. That's what we're seeing now.
it's just like beyond super team. I mean, this is like that. Those 4 guys, like you put them against anyone in like the world. It's like get a team against those guys. They play so well together.
All right, it's final question. I know you're a hoop head, and I want to get back to the playoffs like anybody else. You think LeBron leaving this year?
I don't think he knows yet. That would be my guess. I don't think he knows what he's
Okay.
going to do until the playoffs are said and done. I think if they lose in the first round, he's definitely gone. I think if they don't make it out of the East, I think he's gone.
Okay. Second part to that question.
I don't know where he's going though, because everyone's
There
saying
we go.
Philly.
All right.
We're looking Philly. I don't think he fits because I think he and Simmons play really similar games, and obviously LeBron's a much better version of him. But it's like, and I think that was the problem. Is like LeBron will, even with the Heat, I don't think they won right away because for many reasons it's hard to win. But
Yeah, they couldn't jail. They couldn't jail that first
but
year.
I think Wade and LeBron were so similar. Their games are so similar, and then that's kind of why it didn't work this year, is because Wade is older, and it's like you can get past those flaws when you're both just so good it doesn't matter.
But when you're playing best friend ball, what they're doing, when that little
Well, your games have got to be different, right?
exactly.
It's
So
it's like casting all your best friends. It's like me casting all my friends who are just joke guys in a sitcom. We need an act out guy.
exactly. I mean, like when you saw him in Cleveland, they're playing best friend ball. Hey, I could do this, you could do this, and when I
Mhm.
train together and I eat together and I do all of this
Right.
stuff, we're gonna feed into each other, consciously or unconsciously.
Yeah.
Um.
Totally.
So as
I don't
always,
think he's gonna. I think he's gonna go. I won't say in the Lakers, which I don't think so. I think that's a dumb move.
smart money on me. I say to Houston. They're just gonna just
Well, look, that's in terms of the team. You can't go wrong there. That's.
they got the money, they got the
I
squad.
don't
You
think they have
got
the
Chris Paul,
money. 'Cause
huh?
they got Ryan Anderson. They got some big contracts, but they. I'm sure. Like when you get LeBron, you'll figure it out.
Man, they're
It's like,
gonna figure it out. I see. If anything, I see them. The only my three teams I see them going: Lakers, Houston, and if they're feeling it, Clippers. Because it looks like the Clippers, all they're doing is just lowering
they
the
got
cap
no one
anyway.
though. They got no one. That's the problem with the Lakers. They don't have. I don't think the team.
And that's kind of the point. You got rid of everybody to get LeBron.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. But Sam, as always, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem,
Slobbering grateful for being on the
Good
podcast.
luck
We
with,
finally got
Blake
together.
Griffin and Drummond and everybody.
Look, man, let's.
Seriously,
That's
they're not,
ho-
it's
Dude, we
interesting.
traded defense to get Blake.
Yeah,
We traded the concept of defense to get Blake Griffin.
right.
Anyone who's worth a goddamn playing
I love
defense.
Avery Bradley, but he's injured, so I think it's worth the risk to get Blake.
Well, at the same time, he wasn't injured when we trade him. That was just kind of like a byproduct. But we had him on a 1-year deal anyway, so he wasn't going. Who
Right.
we should have traded is Reggie Jackson.
Yeah,
Reggie Jackson,
he's been up and down.
that is the most political, nicest way to say. Reggie
Well, he's
Jackson,
had some moments earlier this year. He looked good, I thought.
yeah, in preseason in October,
All right.
and then ever since then, he just sort of like, all right, you guys got this, right? And then
Yeah, I think the problem is the league is too point guard rich right now.
Yeah.
And he when they signed him, it was a good deal, and now
yep.
there's too many good point guards.
The only plus side about us having Blake, now that we stuck with him for the next 5 years, is the fact that the paint is safe. Him and Drummond in the paint is safe.
We'll see. I like what Blake's done to his game. He shoots threes now and stuff. I think he's kind of interesting. So he's
He
gotten
is,
better every year. I like Blake.
but we're not getting the Blake from 5 years ago. We're not getting the Blake jumping over cars.
But
Blake.
that's probably good, man.
Is it?
Yeah, because you don't want that guy anymore. Because that guy is going to get injured. That guy was always injured. If he can kind of become like a three-point shooter who can be, he was a great passer. He can maybe. I'm hopeful for him because I think he's he's a comedy fan. I met him once. He was really nice. So I'm just saying. Nice
Like
stuff
I'm
about him.
hopeful, but like I'm realistic.
I
At
mean,
the
I'm
same
not really hopeful. I don't like the Pistons. You know.
Oh, come on.
Why would I mean, I liked the team that won. That was a cool team. But
I mean, look, it's hard to like our guys. We're in the same problem with you guys, with the Knicks. We're in this perpetual rebuilding year.
the Blake thing feels a lot like the Amari move the Knicks made. I think it'll be like great for a couple years, and then like if injuries come, it could be a problem. So I mean, I'm rooting against you. You don't want to see a guy get
Shit,
injured.
we don't have a chance. We don't have a choice because
That
we
was
gave up
an
all those
insane
draft
dunk.
picks. God, that would have been great. All right, let's just end it right
Good
here.
to
'Cause
talk to you, man. Thanks for coming by.
oh, thanks so much, Sam.
All right.